I saw you yesterday when you thought no one was watching. You were standing in your kitchen staring at nothing in particular, coffee growing cold in your hands. The morning light was touching your face, but you weren't seeing it. You were somewhere else, somewhere heavy, somewhere dark. I was there with you in that silence, and I need to tell you what I saw, because there is something happening around your life right now that you cannot see with your physical eyes. But you have been feeling it in your spirit, in your body, in the heaviness that will not lift no matter how hard you try. Before you scroll away, before you dismiss this as just another message, I want you to know this moment is not an accident. Something made you stop. Something made you pause. And I believe with everything in me that it was the same presence that sat with you in your kitchen yesterday, that walks beside you in your heaviest moments, that has been waiting for the noise to quiet so you could finally hear what needs to be said. My child, and yes, you are my child, whether you feel it right now or not, there is a battle happening over your life. Not the kind of battle you can see or touch, but the kind that leaves you exhausted for no reason. The kind that makes simple things feel impossible. The kind that whispers lies in the space between your thoughts. You know what I am talking about. You have felt it, the confusion that settles over your mind like fog. The fear that rises in your chest without warning, the exhaustion that hits you even when you have done nothing physical. The restlessness that keeps you awake at 3 a.m. staring at the ceiling, feeling the weight of everything pressing down. These are not random. These are not just stress. These are signs. There has been an attack unfolding around your life, and you did not recognize it because it came disguised as ordinary struggle. But nothing about what you have been experiencing is ordinary. If you are feeling something stir in your spirit as you read this, would you write "I hear this" in the comments? Not because I need to know, but because there is power in acknowledgement. There is something that shifts when we stop pretending and start admitting, yes, this is where I am. Yes, I need something to change. Let me tell you what I have been seeing. Last Tuesday, I watched a woman sit in her car in the grocery store parking lot for 47 minutes. She had gone there to buy food for her family, but she could not make herself go inside. The simple act of walking through those automatic doors felt impossible. She sat there with her hands on the steering wheel, trying to remember how to breathe normally, trying to understand why everything had become so hard, trying to figure out when life had shifted from manageable to overwhelming. What she did not know, what you might not know, is that I was sitting beside her, and I saw what she could not see, the spiritual weight that had been placed on her shoulders, the invisible chains that the enemy had been wrapping around her thoughts, the attack that had been building for months while she dismissed it as just being tired, just being stressed, just needing to try harder. She finally drove home without buying anything. She cried in her driveway before going inside to her family. She put on her mask, the one that says "I am fine," and no one knew the battle she had just fought in that parking lot. But I knew, and I need you to know that I see your parking lot moments too. I see you in the bathroom at work, taking deep breaths before you can return to your desk. I see you in your car before you walk into your house, gathering strength to face one more evening. I see you lying in bed at night, staring into darkness, wondering how much longer you can keep doing this. I see every moment you thought you were alone, every tear you cried in secret, every time you closed a door and finally let the mask fall. My child, you have been under attack. And the reason it has felt so heavy is because the enemy knows something about you that you have forgotten. He knows what you are meant to become. He knows the calling on your life. He knows the light that is inside you, the light he has been desperately trying to suffocate before it breaks through. But here is what he did not count on this moment. This conversation, this divine interruption where truth breaks through the lies and reaches the part of you that has been crying out for help. Stay with me. In the next few minutes, I am going to show you 3 things that will change everything. But you must resist the urge to scroll away. You must fight the restlessness that is rising in you right now, because the enemy does not want you to hear what comes next. The first thing I need you to understand is this: you are not behind. I know you have been feeling like everyone else is moving forward while you are stuck in place. I know you wake up some mornings and wonder what is wrong with you, why you cannot seem to get your life together, why everyone else seems to have it figured out except you. But listen to me very carefully. You are not behind. You are being prepared. Last month, I sat with a man who had just lost his job, his third job in 2 years. He sat across from me at a coffee shop, not knowing I was there. Of course, not seeing me, but I was there, and he put his head in his hands and whispered, "God, what is wrong with me? Why cannot I just succeed like everyone else?" And my heart broke because I could see what he could not. I could see that each of those jobs would have led him away from his purpose, not toward it. I could see the doors I had been closing to protect him from paths that would have destroyed him. I could see the preparation happening in him through the struggle, the character being built that the easy path could never create. 6 months later, he called a friend and said, "I finally understand why those doors closed. I finally see what was being prepared. My child, the delays in your life are not denials. The closed doors are not rejections. The things that fell apart were making room for what is about to fall into place. That relationship that ended, I removed it because it would have taken you somewhere your soul was never meant to go. That opportunity that disappeared, I closed it because it would have consumed you and left you empty. That prayer I seemed to ignore. I was answering it by saying no to what you wanted so I could give you what you actually need. You thought you were losing, but I was saving you. You thought you were being left behind, but I was rearranging everything to align with the purpose I planted in you before you took your first breath." Right, I trust your timing in the comments if this is resonating with something deep in your spirit, because your declaration matters. Your agreement with this truth opens doors that doubt keeps locked. Now, let me show you the second thing. Your pain has not been wasted. I know you have moments when you look at your life and see only scars, only wounds, only the broken places that have never quite healed right. And the enemy whispers that your pain means you are damaged, that your struggles mean you are weak, that your tears mean you are failing. But that is a lie, and I am here to speak truth into the places where lies have been living. Every tear you cried, watered ground where your blessing will bloom. Every night you survived, taught you strength you did not know you possessed. Every moment you felt alone taught you to find me in the silence. Every wound you carry is not evidence of weakness. It is proof of survival. I remember a conversation I overheard 3 weeks ago. 2 women in a KF, one sharing her story of divorce, financial ruin, and starting over at 57. The other woman listened and then said something that made me lean closer. "You don't see it yet, but your breaking point was actually your breaking free point." She was right, and I want you to hear that today. The moments that broke you were also breaking you free from things that were holding you back. The pain you endured was making room in you for compassion that can only come through suffering. The losses you experienced were creating space for blessings that would not have fit in your old life. You are not broken beyond repair. You are broken open to receive. The enemy wanted you to look at your scars and see shame. But I look at your scars and see courage. I see someone who kept walking when the path was dark. I see someone who kept choosing hope, even when hope seemed foolish. I see someone who refused to give up even when giving up would have been easier. My child, you are not weak because you feel pain. You are alive. You are human. You are mine. And everything you have been through has been preparing you for something you cannot yet imagine. Before I show you the third thing, I need you to do something. Hit the like button on this video. I know that might seem strange, might feel like just another YouTube request. But hear me on this. This simple act is your way of saying yes. Yes to what heaven is releasing. Yes to the breakthrough that is in motion. Yes to believing even when you cannot see yet. Do it now. Then come back. Because what I am about to tell you is the key that unlocks everything. The third thing is this. The enemy has been lying to you about your worth. I need to tell you about something I witnessed last week that broke my heart and filled it with rage at the same time. A young woman, though age does not matter here, this happens to all of us, stood in front of her mirror, and I watched as she looked at her reflection with such contempt, such disgust, such harsh judgment, that if she had been looking at anyone else that way, it would be called cruelty. She cataloged every perceived flaw, every way she felt she did not measure up, every reason she believed she was unlovable, unworthy, unacceptable. And the entire time the enemy stood behind her, whispering, "See, not enough, too much, wrong, broken, unworthy." But I stood there too. And I was screaming, though she could not hear me, "That is not what I see. That is not who you are. You are looking at yourself through the enemy's eyes, and those eyes have been lying to you. My beloved child, I need you to hear this. You are not defined by your worst moments. You are not measured by your biggest mistakes. You are not the sum of your failures or your flaws or the things you wish you could change about yourself. When I look at you, I do not see what the enemy shows you in that mirror. I see someone created in my own image. I see someone I love with a love so fierce, so complete, so unshakable that I moved heaven and earth to reach them. I see someone whose name is written in the palms of my hands, whose tears I collect in bottles, whose every breath matters to me. The enemy has been working overtime to convince you that you have to earn my love, that you have to perform for my acceptance, that you have to fix yourself before you can come to me, that you have to be perfect to be worthy of blessing. But that has never been true. That will never be true. That is not how I work. My love for you does not rise and fall with your behavior. My commitment to you does not waver when you stumble. My plans for you do not change when you make mistakes. You are mine, period. End of story. What I claim, I keep. What I love, I protect. What I purpose, I complete. And right now, in this moment, I am completing something in you that has been in process for years. I am bringing to fullness what I planted in you before time began. I am awakening gifts that have been sleeping, calling forth purposes that have been waiting, opening doors that have been locked. But there is something I need you to understand about this process. There is a gap, a sacred gap between when something is released in the spiritual realm and when it becomes visible in your physical reality. This gap is where most people lose their breakthrough. This gap is where doubt steals what faith has already secured. Let me tell you what happens in the gap. In the gap, nothing looks different yet. The bills are still there. The relationship still feels distant. The situation appears unchanged. Your circumstances look exactly the same as they did yesterday, last week, last month. And in this gap, a voice whispers, "See, nothing happened. This was just words, just emotion. Nothing is really changing. You were foolish to hope." But my child, I need you to hear me over that voice. I need my truth to be louder than the enemy's lies. I need you to understand what is actually happening in the gap. While your physical eyes see no change, everything in the invisible realm has already shifted. The doors have already been unlocked. The blessing has already been prepared. The healing has already been set in motion. Angels have already been assigned. Resources have already been released. The gap is not evidence of nothing happening. The gap is the space between heaven moving and earth receiving. The gap is sacred. The gap is necessary. The gap is where your faith gets to choose trust over sight. Let me tell you a story about the gap 5 years ago. I watched a family stand in their living room, surrounded by eviction notices and past due bills. They had been praying for months, believing, declaring, but nothing visible had changed. They were 72 hours from losing their home in that living room. With tears streaming down both their faces, they made a choice. They chose to believe what they could not see. They chose to trust my voice over their circumstances. They chose to stand in the gap and say, "Even if our situation does not change, you are still good. Even if the miracle does not come, you are still faithful. Even if we lose everything, you are still God." 68 hours later, not 72, but 68, their phone rang. A relative they had not spoken to in a decade had woken up in the middle of the night with their name on his heart, and a clear instruction: cancel their debt. Pay what they owe. He did not know about the eviction. He did not know about the crisis. He only knew that my voice had spoken in the night, and he chose to obey. That family stood in the gap, and the gap closed with a miracle. But here is what I need you to understand. The miracle was not the money. The miracle was not the phone call. The real miracle was what happened in them during those 68 hours. The miracle was the faith that chose to trust when trust made no logical sense. The miracle was the heart that stayed open when everything else was closing in. You are in the gap right now, and I am asking you to stay there with me. Not to understand everything, not to see the full picture, just to trust that what I have spoken over your life is already in motion, already on its way, already breaking through from the invisible realm into your visible reality. Your job in the gap is not to make it happen. Your job is to remain open, to keep believing, to resist the voice of doubt, to choose trust over sight. Now, I am going to give you 3 specific signs to watch for in the next 7 days. 3 confirmations that what I am speaking is real, is true, is already manifesting. Write them down. Pay attention because they are coming. The first sign: you will encounter a word in a song, in a conversation, in something you read that speaks directly to your situation. It will feel too specific to be coincidence, too perfectly timed to be random, too targeted to be anything but divine. When you hear it, recognize it. That is me, speaking to you through the ordinary moments of your life, reminding you that I see you, I hear you, I am moving. The second sign: a door will begin to crack open. Not fly open, just crack. A phone call you were not expecting, an opportunity that appears from nowhere, a conversation that shifts something, a situation that starts to move after being stuck for months. Do not dismiss it as luck or coincidence. Recognize it as divine intervention, as the gap beginning to close, as the invisible becoming visible. The third sign: peace will settle over you in a moment when you should feel anxious. Strength will rise up in you when you should feel weak. Hope will bloom in a place that felt dead. And you will know, without anyone telling you, without any logical explanation, that it is my presence with you, my hand on your shoulder, my voice in your ear, my love surrounding you like a shield. Watch for these signs, expect them. Thank me for them before they come, because they are coming, not as maybe, not as possibly, as certainly. Now, before we close this sacred space we have created together, I need you to do 2 more things. First, share this message with one person, just one, that person whose face came to mind as you were reading, that person who needs to hear that they are not alone, that breakthrough is real, that their story is not over. When you share this, you stop being just a receiver and become a carrier. You stop being just blessed and become a blessing. And there is something powerful that happens in that shift. Second, subscribe and turn on notifications. Not because I need numbers, but because what I am releasing tomorrow builds on what was activated today. What I will share next week connects to what you received today. This is not a one-time message. This is the beginning of a journey we are taking together. Now, let me speak a blessing over you before you go. Not empty words, but truth that carries weight in the spiritual realm, that shifts things even as I speak them. I bless your mind with clarity. I speak peace over the chaos. I command confusion to leave and wisdom to enter. Every anxious thought, every fearful whisper, every lie you have believed, I break its power right now. Your mind is being renewed. Your thoughts are being transformed. Clarity is coming. I bless your heart with healing. I speak wholeness over the broken places. I call forth restoration in the wounded areas. Every hurt you have buried, every pain you have carried, every wound that has not healed right, I am touching it right now. Your heart is being mended. Your emotions are being restored. Joy is returning. I bless your spirit with strength. I speak courage over your fear. I declare boldness over your timidity. Every place where you have felt weak, every moment where you have wanted to give up, every season where you have felt too tired to continue, I am breathing new life into you right now. Your spirit is being renewed. Your courage is being restored. Strength is rising. I bless your finances with provision. I speak abundance over lack. I command doors to open that have been closed, every debt that has been crushing you, every bill that has been overwhelming you, every financial burden you have been carrying. I am moving on your behalf right now. Your provision is coming. Your breakthrough is manifesting. Abundance is flowing. I bless your relationships with restoration. I speak healing over every broken connection. I call forth reconciliation where there has been division. Every relationship that has hurt you, every connection that has been severed, every bond that has been damaged, I am working on it right now. Your relationships are being restored. Your connections are being healed. Love is flowing. I bless your body with health. I speak life over every cell. I command sickness to leave and wholeness to manifest. Every symptom that has been troubling you, every diagnosis that has been frightening you, every pain that has been exhausting you, I am touching you right now. Your body is being renewed. Your health is being restored. Life is flowing. I bless your future with hope. I speak purpose over confusion. I declare direction over wandering. Every door that needs to open will open. Every path that needs to clear will clear. Every purpose that needs to activate will activate. Your future is bright. Your destiny is sure. Your calling is clear. This is not wishful thinking. This is not positive affirmation. This is truth spoken from the throne of heaven, activated by your faith, guaranteed by my character, sealed in my love for you. You are not who you were yesterday. You are not where you were last week. You are not stuck anymore. You are moving. You are shifting. You are stepping into everything I have been preparing for you. The enemy wanted to keep you in darkness, but I am bringing you into light. The enemy wanted to keep you in fear, but I am surrounding you with peace. The enemy wanted to keep you in lack, but I am opening doors of abundance. The enemy wanted to keep you in confusion, but I am releasing clarity. The enemy wanted to keep you bound, but I am setting you free. Your waiting is ending. Your breakthrough is beginning. Your story is being rewritten, not by your effort, not by your strength, not by your wisdom, but by my grace, by my love, by my power working in you and through you and for you. This is your moment. This is your turning point. This is your breakthrough. And when you look back on your life months from now, years from now, you will remember this day. You will remember this conversation. You will remember the moment when everything began to shift. You will remember when heaven moved. You will remember when breakthrough began. You are loved beyond measure. You are seen in your deepest places. You are held in your hardest moments. You are mine, and I am yours, and nothing in heaven or earth or hell can change that. Now go. But go different. Go knowing you are not alone. Go knowing your breakthrough is not someday, it is now. Go knowing the best is not behind you, it is ahead of you. Go knowing I am with you every step, every moment, every breath. This is my promise. This is my word. This is my love for you. And I always keep my promises, always.